Hello and welcome to Under the Moons. This is a video I've been wanting to make for quite a long time now, but due to sort of like information that's come out, it stopped me from making it. Or information that's come out just recently has made me, well, it's just like the perfect time to bring out this video. So, E3, big conference. The main gist of it, at least for the public, is that these large gaming corporations, they put on these big it's extravaganza showcases to show off new games coming up, and well, yeah, it's all good fun. Now, this video is kind of starting where a lot of people thought the whole story of this would end, and that's Ubisoft's E3 showcase. Of the main presentations, Ubisoft is the crazy colourful one in which we come to expect certain things each year. Assassin's Creed, a Tom Clancy game, a Far Cry, and just take that gun off your temple, I'm sure this will be over soon. Beyond that, there's the expectation to be surprised of a new game announcement. Good things can come from this, but it really depends on you. Evil rabbits trying to take down a mushroom kingdom, hackers hacking things, monkeys that can fly spaceships. It's all exciting stuff. So what would be the big reveal of this 2018 conference? Well, it was nothing. It was more of an in-depth look at the games that had already been announced. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you've been surfing around the interwebs, especially the social media, you would notice that there was one game series that kind of kept propping up. Actually, 3 words made it into the trending. And that was no Splinter Cell. Okay, so why were people expecting there to be a large Splinter Cell announcement? The last game that was in that series was back in 2013. If anything, you would have thought this series had ended. Okay, so let's break it down. The year is 2002. The first Splinter Cell game releases onto the major platforms. You play the role of Sam Fisher, a grizzled ex-Navy SEAL, now working for a secret branch of the NSA called Third Echelon. Sam is now a Splinter Cell agent, a one-man team who's sent behind enemy lines, or even allied countries without their knowledge. And why? Well, to gain information, diffuse tensions, take out opposing leaguers with itchy trigger fingers. Basically, it was let's stop World War III from happening. Now, the stealth genre had been around before with games like Metal Gear Solid and Thief, but Splinter Cell came in and really cemented what a stealth game should entail, especially if it's set in the modern landscape. And wow, this game was a hit. And like I said, despite it not being the first full stealth game ever, it was really the one that kind of pushed stealth into the limelight, really grounding it as its own genre. And so Sam became the face of a new franchise. With the following games, more mechanics were included to enhance the gameplay and create an atmosphere that was unique to the Splinter Cell games. Creeping around in the dark had just gone from borderline pervert to full-on cool. In fact, I have fond memories of me and my friend who were very much into Splinter Cell. We would sort of like sneak around at night around his road, and every time a car would go past, we'd try to jump into people's front gardens, hide behind hedges, avoiding the lights. Yeah, it was the definition of cool. The game hits what the core fans of the game would call its peak in 2005 with Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. And dear God, did this game have style. This was a confident game. They got soundscapist Eamon Tobin to come in and create this music giving the world an unpredictable nature. Or just full-on pure style like heard in the bank heist mission. This game tells you, hey, Splinter Cell is here, just by the main menu. The guy's job entails him to stay in the shadows and not be seen. The main menu of this game is his goddamn face looking at you. This game was going for a specific flavour, and oh my god, did it tantalise the taste buds of established players and new players alike. Chaos Theory was actually the first Splinter Cell game I played on my own, before I would just sit and watch my friend. This is a really good game, and with the PlayStation 3 remaster, the game still really holds up. The following games never really hit the same heights as Chaos Theory, either from a deliberate change of tone as seen in Double Agent, or a complete change of pace. With 2010's Splinter Cell Conviction, the slow, quiet nature of a successful mission was replaced with a Jack Bauer on the run, taking down a conspiracy that leads all the way to the White House. This was a good game, a complete departure of what came before, but it's a game that proudly stands on its own. Oh, of course, I didn't get to play it until recently, thanks to Ubisoft deciding to make this one a console exclusive. Oh, what's that? We left Splinter Cell Double Agent on a cliffhanger? Oh, well, sorry, I guess you bought the wrong console. Console exclusive games that are part of a serialized franchise that were already, available on all consoles is a practice that I think is just pure stupidity. The response to Conviction was, where the hell did Splinter Cell go? Again, good reception as a solo game, but badly received as the 5th game in a purely stealth genre. So what next? Well, the smart cookies at Ubisoft had realised there was a shift in modern games. Stealth mechanics were making their way into a lot of games, but these had them as part of a bigger mechanic. They were added to action games as a different style of play. Essentially, it gave the player a bit more freedom. The idea that just stealth alone could drive a game's success was a risk they didn't want to take. So in 2013, Splinter Cell Blacklist came out, and boom! Sam was back. Yep, he was jumping and scissor kicking people whilst executing 5 people in the background. Wait a second. Sam had become a killing machine rather than a slow, calculated one, striking at the most convenient time. This weird shift was also seen in the Hitman franchise. Tagging targets to then allow the game to automatically kill multiple bad people was something I didn't expect to see in either of these games. And yes, I know Conviction brought this into the Splinter Cell franchise before, but that game had a ton of other things in there that kind of fit the tone of the game. The worst offense for Splinter Cell Blacklist, at least for me, was the recasting of Sam Fisher's voice. For the last 5 games, Sam had been portrayed by actor Michael Ironside.
Hi, I'm gonna kill you.
This guy's voice is the perfect match for this character. In fact, a lot of Sam's character came from Ironside's many suggestions.
When I'm breaking down a character, I usually try and find 6 to 8 levels emotional. If they're violent characters, I base them on fear.
He originally turned down this role, stating that Sam just felt too cookie cutter. He came on with the one exception that he could develop Sam's character.
Bob's your uncle.
So not having this unique voice around anymore was a huge loss. Especially seeing how I got to meet him in 2009. Check this out, fellas. It really felt like Blacklist didn't want to associate itself with its past. It disregarded the franchise, its main character, and was trying to sell it to an audience who were never interested in the Splinter Cell games. The game hit well below the expected sales figures, and that was it. Ubisoft didn't want to risk another flop. Besides, its newer franchise, Assassin's Creed, had been achieving some really high sales figures. So, Sam Fisher was put on the sideline. Ubisoft stated that they still wanted to continue with the franchise, but it felt like they probably weren't feeling safe that they could do it in the modern gaming landscape. So maybe we'd see them at a time where it was far more acceptable to play stealth games alone. People have wanted a Sam redemption game ever since Blacklist released 5 years ago. A return to form, a game that respected its past instead of cowering away from it. So why were so many people expecting it to be announced centre stage at E3 this year? Well, let's take a look at another Tom Clancy game, Ghost Recon Wildlands. This one takes place in Bolivia. You're part of a 4-man group whose main goal is to take down a drug cartel that has the country by its throat. It's open world, open playstyle, and stealth is a key part of it. About a year after its release, the game was given this free side mission that loosely followed the events of the film Predator. This was unexpected. Another IP making its way into this game? Well, the funny thing is it worked and it was a good lot of fun. So the idea that this game could have guest appearances was creatively established. But I don't think anybody expected the next guest appearance to be an old-looking Sam Fisher? Wait, what? Apparently he was in the country needing help from the game's main characters. But this wasn't Sam from Blacklist. No, this was the Sam Fisher. Michael Ironside had returned.
Hi, I'm Michael Ironside. I'm back inside Sam Fisher, courtesy of Ghost Recon. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Back, and it's the first time I've ever done motion capture. Put on the funny leotard and wear the headgear and stuff. I feel like a sausage.
This was a great free update, and my friend and I love playing it. Just a great feeling playing this game with the Splinter Cell attachment. In fact, I probably wouldn't put it past ourselves trying to reenact us jumping into people's front gardens, but I don't think a 26 and 27-year-old would be able to get away with it. I think that's a crime. So Sam had returned. But just for this timed event? Well, there were some cutscenes that seemed to hint at more. A somewhat sad reference to the Metal Gear Solid series left us believing Sam would be continuing the flame as the stealth game-based icon.
There was this other guy, though. Army infiltration. He wore a bandana or something.
I heard he finally retired.
Really?
Yep.
It's only me.
And a mention of a mysterious operation teased that we may follow Sam into another story.
Grim sent word.
About what?
Chairman of the Joint Chiefs says there's a possible empty quiver. I can get you airborne in 1 hour.
Really? You know, a guy once said, the price of success is hard work and dedication.
Ubisoft even set up like a press tour for Michael Ironside to talk about his character's return. It really felt like it was sort of a dot on the map for this character's journey, one that still had more to come. One thing that needs to be mentioned was in the interview, the absence of Ironside from Blacklist came up.
Well, Sam coming back. Sam never left. I'm here. You know, it's like, I don't know if you guys want to talk about this or not, but I got cancer, and I thought I was actually going to die. I thought 60–65% of not making it. I had prostate and bowel cancer and some others. And I walked away, tried to walk away and just sort of put it in good hands and just walk away. I'm quite proud of Splinter Cell. I'm quite proud of being part of something that is as much organically correct as you're allowed to be in that gaming world. I think we got the max out of that and created something. And I didn't die.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, my family feels that way.
This part of Blacklist was a huge change for a lot of people, and obviously myself included. And it kind of feels like, you know, the world isn't always so black and white. It's not a simple change. Obviously, in this case, there's like bigger things at play. So that is a part of that game that I don't have a problem with anymore, and almost like an apology to just having that distaste for the game for changing that actor. There were other things wrong with the game, but that was quite a big thing, and knowing that was the background of it, it kind of changed a few things. So, the Splinter Cell seed had been planted into a freshly soaked ground, and suddenly it seemed like the roots were branching out far quicker, as a leaked pre-order chart from Walmart Canada released the names of many unannounced games. Rage 2 was there, a new Assassin's Creed, Just Cause 4, along with many other games that had been previously announced. And there on the list was Splinter Cell. So was this completely fake? Was it someone just making a list of what he wanted to see? Well, interestingly enough, 2 days later, maybe less, a trailer for Rage 2 came out.
We're starting with a game that we announced a few weeks ago through our friends at Walmart Canada, perhaps best known for their low prices and ability to keep a secret.
Soon after, in connection with another leak, Assassin's Creed Odyssey was also announced. And just before E3, artwork for Just Cause 4 made its way online. Well, this was it. That was 3 of the 6 announcements from this leak that had been confirmed. It all seemed like it was coming together. The Wildlands DLC, the big Michael Ironside return with all those interviews being pushed, a tease in the DLC cutscene. Reports had also been told that Michael Ironside had been seen recently at the Ubisoft HQ, and now this pre-order leak? Holy hell, this was going to happen, right? So the Ubisoft showcase came, games were shown off, a panda danced. We got to see a really polished CG trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2. Christ, even Donkey Kong was there. There was even more from Starlink, that looked pretty cool. But as for Sam, well, he wasn't there. There was nothing. No announcement, no cheeky 4-second clip of Tri-Goggles lighting up with the iconic... Nothing. It came and went. Of course, straight away people theorized that it was still coming. They just wanted to focus on other games. How couldn't it? Everything pointed to its announcement. Well, the Splinter Cell DLC for Wildlands could have been the only way Ubisoft felt they could use Sam in the modern gaming landscape. The interviews were just interviews for the DLC, which ran along a free weekend for players to try out Wildlands. And the leaked pre-order sheet? Well, Borderlands 3 was also in there, and that hasn't really been announced. Maybe this list was based on expectations, or a little bit of industry insider for the ones that were released. Maybe it was just a long line of coincidences, mixed with the dream of playing one final Splinter Cell game. For me, this had all been confirmed in a recent video, a Q&A post E3 chat with Ubisoft's main head guy, Yves Guillemot. When asked about the absence of Splinter Cell, Yves said,
I heard that question a lot during E3. We don't have something to announce at the moment.
That was it. Case closed. The idea of a Splinter Cell game coming out anytime soon had gone. Others have seen this as him saying that they are working on it, but they don't have anything substantial to show yet. I'd love to believe this, but for me it was time to get off the hype train that had come to a halt. But cheese and crackers, coal was thrown straight back into the engine when Yves continued to say,
but we heard loud and clear that you like that brand.
So does this mean that there's a post E3 announcement for Splinter Cell coming? Probably not, but what it does tell me is that in 3 to 4 years we could be playing as Sam Fisher once more, but only time will tell. Okay. There we go. All done. Splinter Cell has been something we wanted to talk about for a long time, and I kind of feel like this was the right time to talk about it with so much more that had come to light recently. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, my brain's probably a little less clogged. I think this video has probably been more therapeutic than I imagined it would. If you like this format, then it might be worth subscribing. I've kind of done 2 videos like this now, and I really enjoy it, and it's a far more easy way of developing videos and getting my perspective across. Also, I just want to throw some light towards my 2 friends who have sort of jumped into this journey into the art world under the pseudonym Creative Chicken. So yeah, Creative Chicken have created a good few pieces of artwork with the idea of blending sort of 2 Broadway shows together. It's quite a niche genre, but it is good fun to look at. I love the art style, and the colours is something that I've always been drawn to. And if you have a bit more of a look on the site, you'll actually see that there's a character from No Man's Sky that my friend has painted. I love this one. It sort of really embraces the colours of No Man's Sky, and it's definitely worth a look. I think she's actually painting one of the Atlas, which is so beyond the black and redness of the Atlas itself. It's definitely worth checking. The link is in the description, so please check it out. It's good just to have a little look, give them some love. I think it's great, and I'm always encouraging creative flourish in anybody. So please check them out. So there we go. I've been Under the Moons. I hope you've enjoyed this little dive into the Splinter Cell fandom. I'm trying to bring out a video every month now, and this is June's one, so don't ignore the calendar. It's June's one. If there is any topics you think, oh, it might be an interesting thing for him to talk about, leave a comment. I love comments. I read all of them, so please do, and yeah, maybe one day I'll talk about it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time Under the Moons. See you later.